Hey guys, what is up? It's your boy Heku. Wuthering Waves release is coming pretty much in full force. The game is getting advertised in full effect and we are all eagerly waiting for the launch next week. 1.0 is gonna come out with a lot of content and we're all gonna have an amazing time. And I know you're all thinking, what the hell is the point of this video when the game isn't even out yet? Well, there's nothing wrong with speculating what possible changes they could do in the future and completely miss the mark. So let's talk about it. The future of Wuthering Waves. First of all, I want to talk about the story. Without spoiling you guys the story and lore we got from the second closed beta test, I can say one thing that's for certain: it is actually pretty good for gacha standards, and there's a lot of potential. So, even if they rewrote 90% of the damn thing, they know what they're doing. Knowing Kuro from pre-GR, I expect them to make some pretty good emotional build-ups and intelligent story writing with the right delivery, but what I really hope they will do is that they will explore the backgrounds of some characters in more ways than just a story quest. A good example is, I think, Yinlin. We all obviously love her, but if you take a second to read her lore, there's a lot more that meets the eye than, well, She's a character that could benefit, in my opinion, from a sword-style manga prelude explaining her tragic backstory into a proper promotion video. Not only will it be something fun for the lore enjoyers, but it will also bring more life to the character. As of recently, a really good example is what they did with Ling Yang, where they took one of his in-game stories and basically mashed it up into one really beautiful EP, while simultaneously showcasing his combat. I love the direction of the storytelling for the characters, as it familiarizes you with them and it just gives more life to their character. Outside of just characters, I want to talk about something really important: story pacing. We should be getting consistent story updates. Now, if you've come from the luscious mean fields of Teyvat, I'm sure you're entirely aware of how the story content for Genshin is planned out. Lore dump the first few patches of the region, have half a year of filler story and dead patches, especially lore-wise. This literally feels worse than looking for water in the fucking desert and then pray to God Dine left us up in the latter half of the region to throw you a water bottle. And of course, the last patch of the region in the summer is the summer event, which is a hit or miss. Now for WUA, what I would like to see them do is treat the story like an MMO expansion. Have a really strong intro into the region, a relatively calm bridge into the middle patches, with maybe some interesting lore development, bridge again, and finish it with a bang. You could probably add filler patches in between to sell skins and have fun events as well.
Seems with Yilin and Cultural, please.
But let's be honest, it will feel a little better when a region has a proper introduction and a proper send-off leading into the next huge region. Music and sound design. The music for the second closed beta test was not bad, but there's some decent ambient tracks around the different areas of the first zone and some battle tracks that I really liked, but there wasn't a track that was that made a seriously big impression on me. And trust me, I love Kuro's music. Every single one of the fucking songs from PGR is on my playlist. I love Vanguard. Bring back flow. You have no idea what flow is?
I got you, homie!
This is Vanguard. This is a type of music I expect Kuro to give us in Wuthering Waves in the future. If they're still collabing, I expect Vanguard's music to pop up at the most important areas and boss fights in the future. And if any inspiration is to be taken from PGR, you will have a singular theme that keeps evolving and it peaks when you reach the chapter's boss in subsequent stages. You know, like the different boss stages. I hope in the future they will experiment a lot more with the sound design, especially in the story and the open world, since the whole concept of the game is frequencies. Mess around with the destructive parts of the lament, add different levels of sound to the task fields. Wuthering Waves is a game that I believe can make some pretty insane concepts when it comes to sound design because of the whole concept of the game. There is no way in hell a game about frequencies and the waveforms does not have orgasmic sound design or that they don't build upon it in the future. The second closed beta test had some issues when it came to key satisfaction and some sound effects not being satisfying enough or not feeling complete, but based on the most recent dev stream, a lot of my worries have been answered, especially with the echoes.
这个我擅长，这样用吗？这个我擅长，这样用吗？
Guys, the original echoes did not sound good. I'm sure you kinda agree with me, but I seriously hope in the future we get more dynamic sound design for the bosses and the new regions, because they mentioned sound design to be a really important part of their game in past dev talks. Sound design makes or breaks games, and that's why I'm so critical of it, but so far they've been doing a really good job, and they will keep on improving it, so I don't have any worries when it comes to sound design. As of right now, the variety of the playable base characters within the game is actually pretty good. I'm a huge fan of the mature designs that focus on outfit details. The characters fit the environment, look really good while going around the areas, and stand out just enough when it comes to the colors of the worlds they're in. I'm satisfied with the direction, but knowing Kuro, they can go even further beyond. A really good reminder is that the whole point of the resonators is that they adapt mutations and get genetically modified through either natural or experimental ways. For example, you have Young's hair having feathers, Mortify developing how do you spell his name, bro? Jesus Christ. Developing scales all over his body, and yeah, his tail got cut off. Poor man. Or Ling Yang being a completely different humanoid species. And as much as I didn't like his original old appearance, it was actually unique. So I'm really looking forward to how insane the designs could potentially get in the future. Imagine harpies or humans with corrupted goat horns, possibly mutated dino-looking motherfuckers, I don't know, Axel mechas. The possibilities are endless. The potential is there, Kuro, so please take risks. Feedback. Keep listening to feedback. In the gacha space, sadly, it's extremely rare when the company and the player base have the same viewpoints on how the game must be improved and what needs to be done. As a result, a lot of the quality of life updates and fixes and new content completely misses the mark on what the players really want for their game, or they never even fucking happen in the first place. What Kuro has done really well for the past years is listening to feedback, and they proved this a lot on the latest closed beta test, and the follow-up dev streams, of course. Bro, 90% of the goddamn story, man, in 6 months. I still can't believe this shit. So what I'm asking is pretty simple. Keep talking with the player base, have an open communication, and openly talk about the important issues. That's it. Now, they've addressed most of the major issues that the game had, and they already showed some examples of how they plan on improving upon the most problematic systems, especially the echoes. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Close beta test 2 echoes, holy sh. So, we're heading in a good direction. More casual modes. Harder content, we are covered, at least for now. What I would like to see them do more in the future is add more casual content. We still have not heard anything about a housing or a dorm system where you can have your characters, interact with them, build your furniture, the house, you know, vibe with your homies, bruh. I highly doubt we'll get anything as complex as no-break dorms or like girls frontline 2 type of interactions, but hey. I would like to be proven wrong. Imagine being Yin Lin's puppet. But I believe that the building aspects of it could get pretty good and have some pretty nice details. Also, imagine if they added a certain class of echoes and animals that are harmless, hiding around and having a unique location in your own world, where you will just go around, collect them and being able to place them in your dorms, or have them as overworld companions. I think having unique variations as well would open up ways to trade them with other players, and it would just be a really cool thing to have in the game, and something that could easily get updated with new patches, expansions, or whatever. Give me your thoughts actually on what casual modes or content you would love to see them add in the game in the future. Make events matter. Events are really fucking important. After you finish the exploration at the main story quest of the area or the region you were in, you only have events to look forward to in the patch. I would like to see them introduce some permanent modes every 2 to 4 patches, or to keep updating existing ones so there's just more content variety through the driest of patches. We already have a roguelike event mode that should be permanent and occasionally get updated throughout the game's life cycle, and it was a pretty damn fun one from my experience. So other than the combat events, I think having more sandbox permanent modes will satisfy people during content droughts, and it will just introduce more fun community events overall. Lastly, introduce events with plot significance, but please do not prevent new players from experiencing them. So similar to Nike's event archive, you should have the ability to revisit or experience for the first time events from the past, and being able to at least obtain any unique decorations, weapons, etc. Except maybe the given number of gems, except maybe the given number of currency of the event. Gacha games have enough fun as it is, we do not need more of it. Lastly, skins. If any of you know Kuro, I am sure we are well aware of how insane some of the skins are in PGR, and I am confident if they start making skins for Wuthering Waves, we'll be getting some pretty damn good ones. But for now, we know nothing and got no confirmations of any skins anytime soon. But let's be real, there's a lot of money to be made from high quality skins. Plus, we know that devs are in our walls and they're always listening to feedback. So if we ask them for skins, I'm sure we're gonna get some eventually. This is not Hoyo. Other than paid skins, I would like to see them introduce some skins acquired through either the story or limited events, especially for the rovers. I think it will be really cool as we go through the story. We would acquire a bunch of different outfits from the areas we visit, or our main character will get more changes on their main outfit and appearance. And the best part, it actually makes sense for the lore of the game, because of the mutations that happen. For example, imagine rovers here turning more white, and no, it's not because they're aging. I don't see the reason why not to, and it will just be pretty damn cool, in my opinion. Conclusions. I think that as long as Kuro is motivated, there's a lot of things they can do to make the game a more unique experience, to differentiate themselves from their competitors. I mean, they already got the hardcore side covered. I expect the game to have an okay and pretty successful release, and please, whoever is saying that this is going to be a TOF situation and the game will flop after just a week or two, just shut the fuck up, just open your eyeballs. They are not even remotely the same. What I believe is gonna happen is that with every major update, the game will not only keep bringing new players, but they will keep meeting the veterans' expectations and keep their attention because they listen to the community and the feedback. And do I think it will reach the peak that Genshin had? Probably not. But who's to say that the game won't eventually pass Genshin with the way things are going? Just saying. Anyways guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon in the next one.